Michelob AmberBock versus Shinerbock, two American-produced bocks. Now, there is no style called American Bock, at least not on Beer Advocate. On Beer Advocate, these are both classified as bocks, whereas on Beer Advocate, this has a score of 68, and this has a score of 74. This has an ABV of 5.1, and this has an ABV of 4.5. I just need to make sure of this because I got a comment from Jay Therio, Louisiana Beer Reviews, who told me that every time that he's gotten an AmberBock, it's been a different ABV from 4.7 to 5.2. Although I could have swore that not only does it say 5.1 on Beer Advocate, but it also says either somewhere on the bottle or on the carton, but I can't see here. So we'll just say that this has an ABV between 4.7 and 5.2, but I think it's 5.1. The beers have already been poured. They are very similar, except the Michelob AmberBock is noticeably darker and a slightly thicker head. In order to do this blindfolded or blind, I'm going to have to mix them up with my eyes closed and see if I can stir up some foam during the mix-up so that the foam won't give it away, even though it's very similar in thickness. But still, it might give it away. I might be able to pick up which one has thicker foam. But I'm pretty sure that I will definitely be able to pick out which one is stronger, and that being the Michelob AmberBock. I found also that blowing in the beer will also stir up a little bit of foam. Okay, here we go. As I've said with these two bocks before, they are quite smooth, a little bit caramelly, malty, and very little to no hop detectability. Very little to no bitterness. Very easily drinkable. Now, just off the top of my head, I'm going to guess that that is the Shinerbock. Yeah. Noticeably stronger, definitely more mouthfeel and bite, and a bit more carbonated feel to it, but also maybe not quite as sweet and malty as this one, but more caramelly. And again, very little hop detectability to none. But I would say that if there is hop detectability, this one it has a little bit more than the Shiner, assuming that's what they are. Now, I am preferring this one because of its extra strength and a little bit more bite, a little bit more harsh. Not quite as smooth as this, but still very smooth. And that could be a factor later on as the beers warm up and lose their carbonation. The stronger beer, or the stronger feel and taste of this one may carry out through that process longer than a weaker beer such as this one. Okay, I'm opening my eyes. Now, it looks like this is the AmberBock. And this one is stronger? Well, that's surprising. Or no, this is the Shinerbach. Although it does look darker. I have a mark on the bottom of the glass, as you can see. And I could have swore that I poured the Shinerbach in the glass with the mark. But of course, this one being stronger makes me think that it's the AmberBock. But the colors now, I can't tell which was which just by looking at them. Whereas prior, the AmberBock was darker and the Shinerbach was a bit lighter. But now they're looking, if anything, this one's looking a little bit darker. Interesting. It's still smooth. And now this one's very smooth. Now this one's tasting stronger. So, this is very strange and very odd. Because unless I switch these glasses around without realizing it, I thought this one was the stronger one and AmberBock, and I preferred it in the beginning. But now, I'm preferring this one because this one now is just tasting like water. That's interesting. So I'm going to have to review this video, see which one is which. During I mixed them up because hell, I don't know. Of course, I don't try to keep track of which beer is which. I mark the bottom of the glass, I mix them up with my eyes closed and until I lose track in my mind. And I could have swore that I started off with the Shinerbach with the mark on the bottom. But there will be text in the video to clarify. So I like this one now, but I think I liked this one in the beginning because I think this one was stronger, but now this one is stronger. Unless I switch the glasses around, and I don't remember doing that. Like I said, I seem to have, my situational awareness has seemed to have gone to the toilet. Now this one was stronger. See, this is confusing. Well, based on my previous reviews, individual reviews, I noticed that Michelob AmberBock was a bit stronger than Shinerbach, and I preferred it before I even did this side-by-side comparison. But now that I'm doing this side-by-side comparison, it's really kind of a toss-up because at first I liked the stronger one, which I thought was Michelob AmberBock, and then at more than halfway through the glass, I started liking this one, which I think is a Shinerbach because it was stronger as this one was getting watery. But now at this point, this one's watery and this one has flavor. So I would love to hear your comments to see which one you think is better. But I will say this. Bought this for a 12-pack, which was around 16 bucks. A 6-pack of this was 11 to 12 bucks. So I'm thinking this one is cheaper per bottle when you buy them like that. I couldn't find this in a 6-pack. I couldn't find it in singles, and I can only find this in a 6-pack and no other configurations. So there you go. This, I would say that which one would I prefer to drink for the rest of my life and never the other one again? Well, that was a decent last week. I think this one, but this one has the advantage of being 5.1 ABV, where this is only 4.5. So, given all other things being equal, I would prefer this one. Plus, I think it's a little bit cheaper per bottle. So, anyway, Shiner Bock's rated a bit higher than AmberBock, but the ratings on Beer Advocate, all the big beer ratings, the mass-produced, gigantic, corporate-owned beers, are rated fairly low compared to craft lagers, imports, and so forth. So there might be some bias against mass-produced beer, especially those from companies such as Anheuser-Busch InBev and Miller Coors or Molson Coors. These breweries or these organizations own so many breweries, as well as Heineken owns quite a few. Asahi owns quite a few. Carlsberg owns quite a few. So, just because they're owned by a big conglomerate doesn't mean they're bad. But these beer producers, most of the time, are more interested in making money than producing good beer, in my opinion. Of course, I don't have any evidence to back that up, but that seems to be the common thought about this, and that may influence the low ratings on big beer. For instance, Budweiser American Lager, I think it's rated in the low 60s or the 50s on Beer Advocate. It's not that bad. And the same goes for Miller High Life. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not great. It's okay. But those ratings are in the poor category. So, okay, so I rambled on long enough about the politics of beer and the perceptions. So that'll end it for here. Are there any questions? All right, well, thanks for watching as usual. I hope that you found this a little bit enjoyable, as I found it enjoyable comparing these two beers. And unfortunately, I would say this is the first one where I haven't really had a clear winner. So thanks for watching again.